Nous sommes en face, et je tiens à l'expliquer, d'une mosaïque épidémiologique, c'est-à-dire de situations très différentes à l'échelle départementale, voire même communale. Nous avons donc une attitude réactive et adaptée à chaque situation, d'où des différences de consignes, et nous adaptons à la situation sur le terrain et aux spécificités locales, en lien étroit avec les agences régionales de santé, les préfets, les recteurs, les élus et les professionnels de santé. Donc je crois qu'aujourd'hui il n'y a pas de mesures drastiques à prendre et on prendra les mesures au fur et à mesure qui seront adaptées à la situation, mais on n'est pas aujourd'hui sur des mesures de ce niveau-là, de fermeture de grands établissements, puisque la situation épidémiologique ne l'exige pas. Donc il faut rassurer nos concitoyens, rassurer les personnes qui travaillent, en sachant on n'est pas face à un virus qui flotte dans l'air, on est dans un virus qui se transmet par les gouttelettes, c'est-à-dire concrètement par les personnes qui éternuent, qui se mouchent et qui vous serrent la main. Donc c'est vraiment du contact. Et c'est pas de se retrouver dans une pièce en soi qui pose problème, c'est les personnes qui sont à proximité immédiate de vous. Et donc plusieurs pistes, mais en tout cas bonne nouvelle pour les parents, et ça se confirme quand même à la fois en Asie et ici. On n'observe pas de forme sévère. On trouve parfois des positifs, ce qui explique potentiellement le rôle de vecteur des enfants, mais aucun signe de gravité n'est rapporté dans la littérature ou dans les données récentes.
Meanwhile, in Finland, health authorities hold a press conference in Helsinki to announce that 130 children and teachers will be quarantined after a child is tested positive for the new coronavirus. 6 people have been confirmed with COVID-19 infections in Finland as the mayor of Helsinki announces further readiness measures in the education and social care sectors.
Aamulla ilmoitettiin 2 muusta koronavirustapauksesta, eläkeikäisestä miehestä ja kouluikäisestä lapsesta. Nämä ovat lähipiiriä perjantaina todetun Milanossa matkailleen naisen ympäriltä. Lapsella lähikontakteja arvioidaan olevan noin 130. Hän on käynyt keskiviikkona 26. päivä hyvin lieväoireisena, itsensä täysin terveenä pitäneenä koulussa, jossa arvioidaan, että hänen tartuttavuutensa on hyvin heikko, mutta toki mahdollinen tartuntariski.
4B. Näiden luokkien oppilaat ja näitä luokkia opettavat opettajat on laitettu karanteeniin. Meillä on tämän tilanteen ajan, vaikka he ovat kotona, niin me järjestämme kotiopetusta kaikille karanteenissa oleville oppilaille. Meillä opettajat voivat olla etäyhteyksien päästä yhteydessä näihin oppilaisiin, antaa erilaisia.
Helsinki on jo hyvin varautunut jopa mahdolliseen pandemiaan. Tähän liittyen olen tänään myös päättänyt, että kaupunki nostaa valmiutta sekä sosiaali- ja terveystoimessa että kasvatuksen ja koulutuksen toimialalla.
The health minister said Sunday South Africa will evacuate 151 citizens from the coronavirus-hit Chinese city of Wuhan within days as the death toll and number of infected worldwide mounted. The virus has spread to more than 60 countries around the globe, killing nearly 3,000 people and sickening 87,000, prompting the World Health Organization to raise its risk assessment to its highest level. The decision to airlift the trapped South Africans came after President Cyril Ramaphosa on Thursday directed the repatriation of those who have asked to return home. The minister told a news conference at the country's main OR Tambo International Airport that there were 201 South Africans in Wuhan, the epicenter of the virus, and that 151 have indicated they want to be repatriated.
The people that we are bringing in are South Africans who are healthy and as far as we are concerned, they are not infected. In other words, if you have a South African who is in Shanghai, in Beijing, in some other parts of China, Shenzhen or wherever, and they want to fly into South Africa or want to fly to China, we are making no restrictions there. There are no problems. The cost of bringing South Africans back to South Africa, it's a cost that the country must bear. It's not something that we can say, we can't spend so much to get South Africans back. They are entitled to come back to South Africa if they wish to. And South Africa, part of our responsibility to look after the interests of South Africans out there. There's no need for people to be suspicious and create a new sense of enmity with people who are coming back from some of the countries where they would have come from. It's actually short-sightedness to create paranoia and sensation and create a fear and
The group will be kept in quarantine for 21 days at a site authorities have refused to disclose. The repatriation process will be executed by the military. South Africa will be the latest country to extricate its nationals from Wuhan, where the deadly coronavirus outbreak first emerged in December. Until Friday, when a case was detected in Nigeria, sub-Saharan Africa had largely escaped the fast-spreading epidemic. In other news, around 2,000 more migrants reached the Turkish border with Greece on Sunday after Turkey opened its gates to Europe, saying it could no longer cope with refugees from war-torn Syria.
Bak biz de Yunanistan'a girdik, anladın mı? Birinci şehire kadar gittik. Alexandropolis'e oraya kadar gittik. Biz orada bir asker kamyon bekliyorduk. 150 kişi adam vardı içeri. Bizim telefonlar, çantalarda zaten bizim yanıma attılar bunlar. Sonra bize geri soktular Türkiye abi. Bu kadar.
Vallahi orada çok kalabalık var, insan var, nasıl gidiyor biz de böyle.
Bana abi Türkiye'de geliyor. Şimdi Avrupa'da gidiyor, Yunanistan'a gidiyor, tamam mı? Şimdi oraya gidiyor, iş yapıyor, ondan sonra İtalya'ya gidiyor.
Greece said Sunday it has blocked nearly 10,000 migrants at its border with Turkey, which opened its gates to Europe as tensions mount over its deepening conflict in Syria. Migrant numbers have swelled along the rugged frontier after Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said it opened the doors to Europe in a bid to pressure EU governments over the conflict. Tensions have soared between Russia and Turkey, who back opposing forces in the Syrian war after an airstrike killed dozens of Turkish soldiers in Idlib last week. The International Organization for Migration said some 13,000 migrants have amassed at the Turkey-Greece border, including families with young children who spent the night in the cold. According to a report, an estimated additional 2,000 migrants arrived at the Pazarkuli border gate Sunday, including Afghans, Syrians, and Iraqis. But as the crowds rushed to enter Europe, a Greek government source said Greek police and soldiers blocked 9,972 illegal entrances from entering the northeastern Ivros region in the past 24 hours. Greece's deputy defense minister said the country would not stand down. Alkiviadis Stephanie said in an interview on Sky TV on Sunday, quote, "We are protecting the borders of Greece and Europe with a firm hand. Migrants pressed on with efforts to enter Greece. Some attempted to swim across rivers or duck under fences, while others dragged suitcases as they marched toward the border where large crowds of migrants waited, some wrapped in blankets or sleeping on dirt mounds." Reports say despite Greece's efforts to repel the crowds, several boats full of migrants arrived on the Greek island of Lesbos early Sunday. Clashes erupted between police and migrants on Saturday on the Greece-Turkey border, with police firing tear gas at refugees who responded by lobbing rocks. Greek authorities said at least 139 migrants have been arrested since Friday. Up next, Greek defense minister says Greece will do everything that is necessary to protect its borders. Sanctions hit Iran's struggles to make cancer drugs. Biden celebrates a major win in South Carolina. Plus, for EBC Sports, Philippine teen basketball phenomenon Kai Soto is invited to the NBA All-Star Camp. Eagle News will be right back. Stay with us.
to take one step further and face the impossible. Time to search the unknown and fight for the truth. Time to overcome boundaries and connect the world. It's time for DW News. Earth. Home to millions of species. A home worth saving. Global Ideas tells stories of creative people and innovative projects around the world. Ideas that protect the climate, boost green energy solutions, and reforestation. Using interactive content to inspire people to take action. Global Ideas, the environment series of Global 3000.
Welcome back. This is Eagle News coming to you from Washington, D.C. Greek Defense Minister Nikolaou Panagiotou speaks at the Greek border with Turkey in Kastanis, reassuring that the border is perfectly protected and that Greece will do everything that is necessary to protect it after visiting the no man's land between Greece and Turkey.
Whoever has gotten through, and there have been few cases of people that have gotten through, have been arrested by Greek authorities. Διαπιστώσαμε ότι τα σύνορα φρουρούνται, προφυλάσσονται άριστα. Είναι δεδομένο ότι υπάρχει μια οργανωμένη μετακίνηση προς τα σύνορα, αλλά από εκεί και πέρα εμείς κάνουμε τη δουλειά μας.
Meanwhile, drug factories in Iran have to produce cancer drugs with equipment under sanctions reinstated by the United States in 2018. An extraordinarily difficult task as it has become more and more difficult to obtain supplies of medicine and spare parts for machines.
Yeah, sanctions in fact are affecting different parts of our operation. For example, for the machinery that we are buying for production of the pharmaceutical products, we have a big issue at the moment because of the sanctions. Usually we cannot either transfer the money or the supplier is not willing to sell the machinery that we need. Also the equipment that we are using, the spare parts and everything, now we have a big issue for preparing the spare parts that are needed. Also many equipment that we are using either in production or in laboratory, they are kind of considered as dual use and under sanctions. So one of the other products that we're producing is rituximab, which is a monoclonal antibody. Rituximab is used in leukemia, in breast cancers, and in many other type of cancers as the main like immunotherapy drug for the patients. And so for sometimes we haven't been able to import the active ingredient of this material. So our line for rituximab is now stopped.
شرکت‌های ما می‌خواد رینیو بشن. شرکت‌های ما می‌خواد به هر حال باید بازسازی بشه. شرکت‌های تجهیزات صنعتی حوزه دارو برای این حوزه‌هایی که ما تولید کننده ایم اومدن تحریم‌ها رو به بهانه کاربرد دوگانه بردن رو ادوات و دیوایس صنعتی، بردن رو تجهیزات صنعتی دارو یا مواد مصرفی جانبی. برای رادیوتراپی تحریم‌هایی که انجام شده یا در حوزه هسته‌ای تحریم‌هایی که ایجاد شده برای داروهای هسته‌ای مثل نوکلار مدیسین. ممکنه تو اون حوزه به هر حال این تحریم‌ها تاثیر بذاره، دسترسی مردم رو محدود کرده باشه. یا ما در حوزه داروهای هسته‌ای خودمون تولید کننده ایم ولی به هر حال بخشی از اون امکاناتی که نیاز داریم و اینها تحریم کردن تحت عناوین دوباره مولتیپل فانکشن.
Former Vice President Joe Biden notched up a resounding win in the South Carolina primary on Saturday, reviving his campaign for the Democratic presidential nomination and positioning him as the leading rival to frontrunner Bernie Sanders. The victory, powered by support from African-American voters, was the 77-year-old Biden's first in the race and may give him momentum going into Super Tuesday next week, when 14 states go to the polls. Biden told hundreds of supporters at a victory rally in the South Carolina capital, Columbia, quote, "Just days ago, the press and the pundits had declared this candidacy dead. You've launched our campaign on the path to defeating Donald Trump." With 99% of the ballots counted, Biden had 48.4% to 20% for the 78-year-old Senator Sanders, a self-described Democratic socialist. Billionaire activist Tom Steyer, who spent a whopping $23 million on advertising in South Carolina, was next with 11.4%, but announced he was quitting the race even before the final results were published. Former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who has been challenging Biden for the centrist vote, had 8%, while Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren had 7%. A victory in South Carolina, where African Americans make up around 60% of the Democratic primary electorate, was seen as crucial to Biden's hopes of reviving his flagging campaign. Sanders has been the clear leader in the overall race, winning 2 of the first 3 contests and finishing in a virtual tie in Iowa with the 38-year-old Buttigieg. South Carolina has seen as a key test of Sanders' support among African Americans, crucial to a Democratic victory in November. But he only received the backing of around 15% of black voters, while Biden received 60% according to exit polls.
We've been waiting for this because we were looking over the country and seeing different things happen. We knew South Carolina was going to be the impetus to move us forward. So we are really excited and we can't wait to go for Super Tuesday. It's going to be wonderful.
It feels awesome. We're finally here and he has won South Carolina, and we're just waiting to the next phase for him to be the next president of the United States of America.
Anybody knows anything about democracy knows we have to get both parties to work together. I'm so excited. He's back in the race. Joe is back. We're so happy.
And now for EBC Sports. Established in 2001 by the NBA and FIBA, Basketball Without Borders is an instructional camp geared towards youth basketball development. Philippine teen phenomenon Kai Soto was invited to attend this all-star camp. Our sports correspondent Aljamain Sanchez has the story.
Basketball Without Borders has been a chapter of the NBA's efforts in uniting the world through the sport. And for many of today's NBA stars, basketball has helped them better more than just their own lives, but also for the people they love. Philippines' young prodigy Kai Soto was selected to take part in the NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago, Illinois. Standing at 7'2", Kai exhibits more than just his post game, but also displays ball handling, shooting, and court vision. What goes through the mind of a 17-year-old from a small country like the Philippines when a great opportunity arises? What would you say inspires you to get up and start training?
It starts off with my family, my dad, because my dad sacrificed everything. He actually coached 2 teams in the Philippines, but he sacrificed that to help me reach my goal and my dream. So I just wake up every morning thinking of my dad, my mom, and 2 of my younger siblings. All of them transferred with me here in America, so I think that's more than enough inspiration for me. And the second thing, I still have a big family in my country, and I still have a lot of Filipinos that believe in me. So, right now, I really watch a lot of Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, Kristaps Porzingis, those guys. I'm just trying to learn from all of the players in the NBA and just trying to trying my best to mix it into one.
Anything else you want to say to some of the Filipinos that have been supporting you?
I just want to thank every single Filipino that's been supporting me, and I won't let you down. I promise you, I'll always try my best. And yeah, I love you all.
What are your thoughts and your emotions going on right now from you this weekend?
Maganda. It's been great for us as a family, especially for me as a father, na nakikita ko si Kai na nag-enjoy. Kasi importante para sa akin na nag-enjoy sa mga ginagawa niya. So magandang platform to, itong BWB para sa kanya, para ma-showcase niya yung talent na binigay sa kanya ng Panginoon. Mapakita niya na kaya niya maglaro dito, ma-showcase niya, and magkaroon siya ng madaming kaibigan sa iba't ibang lugar ng mundo. Saka naisip ko na medyo maganda yung mga challenge na competition na nangyayari dito. May mga kalaban siya na mga halos kasi laki niya, mas malalakas sa kanya, mas athletic. So maganda para sa development niya. Hopes and dreams, siguro sa akin, makita ko siya dun sa stage na nag-compete siya and then nag-enjoy siya. Yun sa akin, ganun yung ano ko eh. Kasi pag nakikita kong masaya siya, masaya na rin ako eh. Parang alam mo yan, tapos nakikita ko siya na nasa-challenge siya, gusto ko rin yun kasi alam ko na meron pa siyang i-improve. So, yung dream ko talaga, kahit dati pa, sabi ko sa kanya na gusto ko magkaroon sa NBA. So, siyempre, hindi tayo pinahalad. Pero sabi nga, siguro, sinabi sa akin ng Panginoon na nire-ready lang kita kasi mayroong mas magandang opportunity para sa iyo. Which in si kayong nakikita ko na pwedeng may chance na mag-NBA. So, sabi ko kay Guy na hindi madali. Mahirap talaga. Pero hindi imposible. Lalo pag kasama mo yung Panginoon sa lahat ng journey mo. So, sana magdire-diretso lang yung development niya, yung mga challenges, practices and everything. Ready naman siya, committed siya, dedicated siya.
The game of basketball continues to grow beyond the borders of countries through events held, and even more so with appearances and support from former and current basketball stars in today's NBA. The future looks very bright for the league with young talent developing, but also for the youth who will take home what they've learned and how they will be able to support themselves and their loved ones. From the Quest Multisport in Chicago, Illinois, Aljamain Santos, Eagle News, always one with 25.
That is today's Eagle News. Join us again tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenews and on Facebook at facebook.com/eaglenews. Thank you for watching. I am Rose Papa Angeles, and I am one with 25.